Hi everyone, welcome to the Dartmouth High School PTO meeting for October. My name is Andrea Moniz and I'm the president of the PTO. And I am very privileged to be able to work with such wonderful women and families and teachers and faculty and staff here. And so I'm excited to welcome you to this meeting because it's very exciting. This is our annual meeting where we have our mini grants and then we also have a few presentations that are special tonight. So our special people here tonight, Dr. Samuel McGuire is here to give the PTO an update on the district and all of the wonderful things that are happening. Mr. Sean Santos and Ms. Tatum Thayer are also here from Colonial Chevrolet, which they are generously donating $1,000 to the PTO for our mini grants that we give to our faculty and staff for all of the wonderful things that they do inside and outside of our classrooms. We also have Mr. Andrew Moniz, the president of the class of 2026, and Aero Gove, also from the class of 2026 as the historian. Am I right? I got it right? And then we are also going to have presentations from the teachers and faculty for the mini grants for the fall with Mr. Parati, Ms. Church, Mr. Bosworth, Ms. KP, Ms. Fonts Callahan, Mr. Brodsky, and so any other parents are also here as well. So thank you all for being here. I'd like to call up Mr. Santos and Ms. Thayer first for the presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. This is what helps all of us through all of this for all of you because it's specifically asked to be donated towards the faculty and staff doing the things for our students in and outside of the classroom. So that's why this money is pigeonholed for that particular thing. So thank you very, very much.
Very welcome.
Do you want a picture?
Oh, I'd love a picture.
Yeah, definitely somebody should.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thanks. Oh, very
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
Anything we
Nice
can
to
do?
meet you.
Absolutely.
Nice, thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right. In recent years, I think this is our third time we have done a calendar fundraiser at the beginning of the year, and we've had such an amazing outpouring of support, and we're so grateful for all of you for buying those calendars from us, because you saw us everywhere trying to sell them online, in person, wherever. But each year we seem to be able to increase the amount of money that we've raised from that. It's our largest fundraiser of the year, and so it enables us to be able to do two things: to give the teachers the mini grants that we do in both the fall and the spring, but also to give scholarships to our seniors. So when the scholarship season comes around sometime in January, seniors will start to be able to apply to various scholarships, and ours is one of them. And each year we're able to give at least anywhere between $2,500 and $4,000 in scholarships. So that's an amazing thing, and that's all because of this fundraiser, which is wonderful. And so this year we offered 10% of the profit of our money that was raised from the calendars towards the winning class, the class that sold the most calendars, so that it could boost our sales, but also help boost their pocketbooks so that they could have stuff to do with that money for prom, for anything that they need to do throughout the 4 years that they are in high school. And so the winning class was the class of 2026. And so we raised about $4,060. I know, that's amazing. It's amazing. And so we are going to be presenting Andrew and Aero a check for $406. Come on over. We thank you. Yes. Yeah, of course I want a picture.
Oh, sure.
Shorter. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Out of band practice.
Yes, now they're off to band practice, yes. And now, of course, we have Dr. Samuel McGuire here, who is going to give us some news about the district. That would be wonderful.
So am I going to do that from here, Mr. Parati? Got me all set up? All right, so I'm going to sit here just because I need to look at the screen in front of me, because this is the first time I'm sharing this presentation publicly. So are we on camera?
We will
So
be.
just
Sure.
don't tell the school committee that I'm showing you something before I've shown them. No, I'm going to fancy it up a bit. But what I was grateful for is that Andrea invited me here tonight. And one of the things that I hope you've seen is what's important to me is that we are out in the community talking about our strategic plan, going the wrong way. And talking about it in a way that the folks in the school district, including most importantly our teachers and students, can see the role that they play in bringing this strategic plan to life. And that the families and the students that are impacted by it can say, oh yeah, I can see that that is something that's happening. And so one of the things that we have committed to do, and I see quite a few Dartmouth teachers here this evening, so I apologize because you're probably going to hear this multiple times, because I will be coming to PTO meetings and to your faculty meetings to talk about this work, because the most important thing about this work is that this is beautiful and I love it, and I just want you to know how committed I am to it. But these aren't just words on a poster. This is the real work that's happening in our schools. And the folks, there's so many here sitting around me right now that I'm so grateful to, because they're the ones who are making this happen in our schools. And so just the strategic planning process, I like to just reconnect to it, because I think it's important to know, where we started, what we did along the way, and then where we are now. So building the foundation, building the plan, implementing the plan, and then what this plan really is about. And so we're also committed to reporting out to the community, to our teachers, to our students, and to the community in general, which I think is really important. And I've seen the importance of that really in the last year or so, where I've seen sort of a shift in town meeting and people understanding that the strategic plan is really important to the work that we do and the commitment that the town has into supporting the school district. And so you'll see here, this is just a key that says not yet started. This is an action step that hasn't begun yet. We're in process and we're implementing. And one thing I'll just be completely transparent about with the strategic plan is that implementing is implementing, but there's never such a thing as boxes checked and we're done. It just doesn't work that way in our field. So I'd like to just share with you, and hopefully these focus areas are familiar to you. Number one is teaching and learning, which I love so much, because that's where my heart is, in teaching and learning, because that's the real work that we do. And you can see that we have a number of initiatives that we've shared both publicly, and we've shared them with our faculty and with our families. But you can see in the green it says in process, so 13 action steps identified, 2 implemented, 6 in process, and 5 not yet started. So this is a 5-year plan. So it takes time to put all of those things into place. Everything can't happen at once. But we have implemented a curriculum development cycle. HQIM, for our families that aren't familiar with, that's high quality instructional materials. That's a real commitment from the committee itself and from the community, because that's a real financial commitment. And what I think supports that is the PD committees, because if we didn't have the PD committees, then it's great to have new high quality instructional materials, but if we don't have the support to help our teachers to be able to implement those resources, then we've done them a disservice. And so that's another real commitment. Our pre-K program has been redesigned, and what I would say that's related to is Teaching and Learning 3, which is reimagine educational pathways and opportunities for students. So I'm not going to get into every one of them, but I just wanted to give you an idea of the way that we're monitoring our progress, because we have a spreadsheet that we We revisit often to say, okay, like, here's an initiative that we've identified, and where are we with this? And let's make sure that we're continually and consistently, I guess is a better word, checking ourselves to making sure that we're moving forward in the work that we've identified as important. So any one of those as key action steps taken to date for us to pull anyone out, we would say, okay, we have District 1, I'm going down to the 1, 2, 3, 4th box and just picking it out randomly. District and school-based crisis management teams are reestablished. We recognize that as something, as a school district, that we needed to recommit to, and because every school did have a plan in place, but what was important to us is that we had consistency across the district, so that in the event that we did need to respond to something, that we would be on the, that we would have a clear response in place. And that happened just today at the Cushman, where we had a strange odor in the building, and we knew what to do, and it was that the fire department was called, and then the not National Grid here, it's, thank you, Eversource, came and made sure the building was cleared, but people knew what to do. What's the next step? So really important. Focus area 3 is around family and community engagement, and I hope you see, like, this is an example of family and community engagement that we need as whatever role that we're in. We need to be out in the community and connecting with our families. I see so many of our educators here tonight, and I love that. And that is like a clear example of a commitment to this focus area, and just sort of raising it up and recognizing it as such is so important. Around focus area 4, I hope you saw. If you didn't, please tune in to town meeting, because we had a number of articles that were approved by town meeting the other night, and what was really important and how it connects to this focus area is, in this very building that we're in right now, we know we need a new roof. And we have applied to MSBA, and we're, I think, in a really good place in terms of being approved. It might be a year out. I'm hoping that it's this year, but we know that that's a real need here. And we also know we need new schools. And so we have to keep messaging that. And so that's part of what we're committed to in the steps that we're taking on a consistent basis. Mr. Kiley, for instance, is part of the long-range capital planning, and you see we have a 50-year long-range plan that we as the school department are well represented in informing or being part of the important discussion that's happening around where Dartmouth is headed and what we need to do to ensure that we're paying attention not only to the present, but as importantly, the future. So again, I'll just always go back to this. There were a whole lot of folks that were involved in developing this plan, and you know, there are many names up here that I'm sure some of you recognize. Andrew left, but you know, our student voice was really important to us here. Hadassah, who's a student here, Tom Quinn, who's off in college now, and I talk about the students in that way because I think it's important to recognize that the student voice was really critical as we worked through developing this plan. So really what Andrea gave me the opportunity tonight is to kind of showcase where we came from, where we're going, and to just provide a clear vision and, you know, make sure that people know that there's a plan in place that's going to really, I think, set the stage for the future of the Dartmouth Public Schools. So that's all I have. So thank you. Thank you for letting me practice my school committee presentation. So I'm happy to take questions if anybody has any. Okay. You're back.
Is he still recording? I don't think he needs to. Okay. So I thought that we could run through our general meeting things pretty quickly so that we could get the presentations from our faculty on our mini grant applications. And so part of that is to tell everyone the purpose of the PTO. And so the purpose of the PTO is to provide our scholarships and mini grants, and then we also do our staff appreciations throughout the year. And our biggest one is in May, which includes that staff appreciation week from the 4th to the 8th with our annual luncheon. I think everybody loves on the Wednesday, but we were able to have 2 additional ones this past year, and we hope to add some more surprises again this year. And so I did put the scholarship deadline on the agenda, and I'll post that as well to our Facebook page, so our social media will have that. And then it'll go out live when Miss Peach does all the scholarships in the beginning of the new year. May 1st is our deadline, and then our awards night this year is May 21st at 6 o'clock. So everyone's invited. It's always a wonderful night to see all of our students showcased in the ways that they have been successful here at Dartmouth High School. The other fundraising events that we have going on are our restaurant nights, and I think I got them all represented here, Janet.
IHOP.
IHOP, okay. Good. I will add that there then. So we will hopefully have one at least every month. And so our first one is going to be Texas Roadhouse, which is coming up November 18th. It's on a Tuesday, so come out and have a night out. Don't have to cook, don't have to clean, and you can just enjoy dinner and company. Cask and Pig is in January on the 20th. That's also a Tuesday. And then it looks like IHOP is also going to be on a Tuesday, but in December. So that will be perfect. The other ones there, Janet is looking into. She's been wonderful to take the lead on that this year. So that's fantastic. Thank you. And then our big one is next week. So bring your family. Kids are welcome. It's a family-friendly event. We're going to have bingo on Wednesday, the 29th. It'll be here in the cafeteria from 6 to 8. It's only $5 a card. And, of course, my mother, who is older and loves bingo and is bringing her 4 friends with her, which I'm so happy for, asked if they could have more than one card. That was the big question. Right. I said, absolutely, you can have more than one card. They'll be coming with their daubers. They're all ready and excited. And Michelle is wonderfully doing that, and she's taken the lead, so we're very thankful for that. She's going to be calling, I think, for pizza donations so that we can have some concession there as well. And then we'll have some raffles in addition to the raffle prizes that will be won for the games as well. And then, of course, just as a reminder, if anyone wants a One Dartmouth umbrella, we have some left. They're only $35 each. If anyone wants any reusable bags, we have those as well, plenty. So we have the Thermatotes for $12 and the regular reusable bags for $8. So let me know. I have lots of them in my basement. And then we are also having a paint night later this year. I can't remember if we said it was going to be February. I think it was February. We've done it for the last 2 years. We've had great success with it. We have a great crowd. We have it here at the cafeteria. Everyone can come, and they end up being painters at the end of the night, and it's a good time. And
February 6th.
Yes. Oh, perfect. 6th. Thank you. So watch for information on that. That is to come for sure. And then we'll have raffles and concession there on that night as well. If anybody has a talent in painting that would like to be the demonstrator or the teacher for the night, that would be great. But we have a few ideas in mind of who we're going to ask. But if anyone wants to, that would be great. Okay. Did I miss anything of business that we need to talk about? Oh, I do have stuff for you, Mary. That's important because Chevy came and gave us the check, so that's good. And I have deposit slips that I did for you. I didn't know, Mary, if you had an update in terms of where we're at financially. I know that at last check we were somewhere around 14? 14? 13?
So I have, to date, I have 12,552.
Perfect.
I do have 2 deposits that are made in October that I haven't received. I do that one.
Yep.
I have the check for the town of Dartmouth that's outstanding, obviously, for $406. And
Yep.
there's 2 scholarships that still haven't been requested yet. So if all of those were to take place, it'd be $12,600.
That's awesome. I'm so excited because that's probably the healthiest we've been in quite a number of years. So we're very thankful for everyone's generosity because it allows us to be able to do the things that we like to do. And the more that we can do them, the more that we enjoy that. So thank you, Mary. Okay, and now for our highlight of the night is the mini grants. So I have Mr. Parati here on our list because he's so generously and graciously been recording this for us, and we're so thankful for him. So of course we love to give him a mini grant because then he just improves all of the wonderful things that his students get to do for all of us. And they're so talented.
Okay, hello. Presentation up. Okay, so this first request is, we actually spoke about this prior to the meeting, but the first request, we've developed a new Mac lab in our computer science department through the BIT department, and that's in room A2. So through budget funds, we were able to fund 7 brand new iMacs. We had a leftover older model, so we have 8 iMacs in that lab currently, and we needed a Mac Mini to be used to instruct that class. This is like the new version of the Mac desktop. We did have leftover dual screen monitors for the teacher, and that new Mac lab is being used not only for computer science classes but also for media classes for video editing. So it'll be nice to have an actual video editing lab for 24 students because our numbers have been increasing over the years. So now we can accept 24 students into that class, whereas prior it was only like 18, so we're upping the enrollment in that class. So this is a powerful machine that will be used both by teachers and students to work on various projects within those courses. Intro to Computer Science being one of them, video game development being another, and then video editing. And that's pretty much it about that. We are matching funds. We did match funds on this system. So instead of the full amount of close to $750 for this computer, Donors Choose graciously matched the request. So the amount requested to do this is $377.99. So it's a big savings by doing that. So that's that request. Okay, and I'll move on to my second one. The second request is, again, this is mainly for our film production studies course where the students make their own short films, and that class too has seen increased in enrollment over the years. And we're moving away from devices being used in classrooms. Because of that, we need additional gear. I did bring a prop. So this is the same type of camera that we are requesting, and we already currently have the gimbal stabilizer, which is this bottom piece here that the camera is mounted to. We have we also have in place, again through Donors Choose, we have the monitor that's already been purchased, that's ready to go. Gimbal's ready to go through Donors Choose as well. And microphone and all the other accessories have already been purchased through Donors Choose at no cost to the school district. We are just requesting now for the camera, which is can be a little pricey. It's about close to $1,000 for the camera that goes on top to make this work. And that too can be matched through Donors Choose. So instead of the $1,000, we are requesting $497.12 to complete that project and get the camera and get this whole apparatus. This will be currently we have 3 setups like this. Getting a new one will give us 4 setups for students to be creating their own short films in the class. And recently, just from using this device, we recently won a major award in the Mass DOT Safe Road, Safe Streets competition, which will be going to Boston on Tuesday to be awarded for that contest. So having the equipment really makes a difference for kids. And entering these contests, and you can see how the students do in the contests and winning the awards because they have the proper tools and the proper equipment to create what they want to create and create their own voices. And, you know, that's major. And the other thing that we recently did too, related to the class, you may have heard, we just took close to 30 students to Martha's Vineyard for the 50th anniversary of the Jaws film, which we got to see. And then our advanced students gave a walking tour of the filming locations in Edgartown, which was a great experience. The kids, a lot of the students had never been to Martha's Vineyard, so it was a great experience for kids. But that's all through that film production studies class. Like I said, we've seen an increase in enrollment, and we don't want, you know, in the past we've had the kids use their devices, but we want to up the game and have them use professional equipment like this, so that way they're prepared going on to the next level. So, and that's it for my request. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you, Mr. Parati. Miss Church is here from the Dartmouth High School after prom. Yeah. Thank you. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. I've had seniors before. I have a senior this year. I love after prom.
And you've been such a big part of it already, and we appreciate it. So we requested some funding to support After Prom. After Prom is a great event that takes a lot of fundraising really to make the event the way that it is. Our goal this year for fundraising is $30,000. So we've requested 500, and we're so happy that the PTO can support us. We'll be using the funds to make the night safe and entertaining for our students. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I see. Okay, so Miss KP
All right.
is here from the DHS Life Skills Compass Vocational Program.
Which is, I'll roll it over here.
Okay. In the past, Miss KP's students, with, I think your students, right, Miss Church, have gotten the mini grant for the zoo membership.
Yes, we sure
That-
did, yeah.
I love that.
Thank
That's
you.
one of my
We just went the
favorite
other
mini
day,
grants that
as a
we've
matter of
done.
fact.
It's awesome. It's great. You do a lot of great activities that teach our students all the life skills that they need to be successful after high school.
Hello, I am Ashley Coker-Pierpont, but everyone at the high school knows me as Mrs. KP. 8 years ago, my students and I decided we were going to start a coffee cart business out of our classroom. All of the funds that we earn from our coffee cart goes right back into our classroom. We fund all of our field trips. We like to go out in the community and practice the social skills and the life skills that we learn within the classroom. This year, Miss Moniz, our new librarian, and Jess Brittingham, our instructional technology guru, came to me and said, hey, what if next year we turn this space that's just sort of being used as storage in the LMC into an actual cafe for your students to work out of? And I was like, that would be an excellent idea. So my students and I have come up here, we've checked out the space. They did a writing prompt for me to come up with some ideas as to what we would spend the money on if we were able to get this $500 grant. My students said we would get aprons to look official, like we're really working in a business. They would want a sign, they want to rename. We used to be called Cafe Tuesday. They want to rebrand, rename. We're working on it, so to be determined. Some more coffee carafes, maybe different flavors of coffee. They wanted to have like a nice big sign of our new name. They've come up with a lot of great ideas. So I have their writing prompts, which I will give to you, Andrea,
Awesome.
to
Thank you.
look through. But we would really just like to use that $500 to transform this into an actual working cafe.
That's fantastic. That's awesome.
So
Love
that's
it.
it.
All right. Thank you very much. That's awesome. I will definitely.
Great writing and drawing in there.
Thank you very much. I look forward to that. That's
Thanks.
great. Thank you, Miss KP. And we also have Mr. Brodsky and team, right? Team Robotics.
Robotics team. Good team.
So the Dartmouth High School robotics team has these wonderful things that they create that do all these fancy things, and then they compete, right?
Yes, we compete against other high schools around the state. We'll have 2 competitions, and if we do well enough, we'll go to the state competition, and if we do well enough there, we can go to the international competition, which we have never done. Because Massachusetts is really, really good at robotics. And the 4 teams that qualify from Massachusetts usually end up in the top 10 in the world.
Wow.
So we haven't cracked that yet. But I actually don't have much to say other than that building robots is really, really expensive. And we couldn't do it without the help of so many partners, such as yourselves. But I would like to hand this over to Seth Vasconcelos, captain, Hayden Santos, builder, Ahmed Rami, captain, and Elias Kazan, also captain. The reason we have so many captains is we have actually 2 teams, not just 1 team. One robot is not quite ready to be shown yet. Is it driving?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, then open it on a chair.
We can't try. Yeah, we were gonna show.
Okay.
So this will be a demonstration towards the end, but we'll show you something after.
That looks cool.
A brief explanation of the game this year. So as you can see, the ball. I'm gonna say this orange part down, or red part, sorry, down there is the intake. The goal of this game this year is to take these balls. There is 24 of these, 12 of the green ones, and there is these 40-inch tall things.
Yeah, they're like a basketball hoop, and we have to try and
Okay.
launch them in with. We have a flywheel on there that's meant to propel it upwards into the basket. Yeah, we
Oh,
can
that's
demonstrate.
cool.
Yeah. Just be a little careful. Let me.
Oh, remotely.
It's a work in progress.
They're still working on it.
Yeah, yeah.
We've only
Oh.
had 6 or 7 weeks to do it, so this is like a work in progress.
A picture. Just shoot it up. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, you're supposed to take intake and outtake at the same time. What do you mean?
It's very rigid.
They
Oh, we-
reprogrammed is what they're saying literally an hour ago. And he wasn't aware of the new program. The programmer didn't let him in on that. Is it running backwards? Is that what you're saying?
It's running.
Does he have
Yeah.
a forwards button? I think that was the
Maybe
plan,
the
was to
bumpers?
add a forwards button.
He might not have finished that.
I don't think you finished.
It's okay.
That's okay.
Well,
I think it's awesome.
It did launch up before. Sorry about that. But so that is the main goal of the game, and that's how you score the points, is through these balls. Now,
That's awesome.
there is 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the game. The first 30 seconds of the game is an autonomous period where there's no human input from a controller. It's just whatever you code, you click play, and it goes. And Ahmed, our programmer, is going to talk to you more about the program he uses. But the way that we track movement during that is with these odometry pods, which are dead wheels. So they're not powered at all. They just track the movement and how far they've gone, basically, from their starting point.
Okay.
While they are one of the most essential parts for programming the autonomous, these ones are a little jank, and they're also outdated, as this was a fully custom-made part by one of our last year team members that we have to mount every year. And for this year, we did this custom part, and normally we have a plate on top, but we tried doing without a plate, and it didn't work the best because GoBuilda, which is the main metal processy
It's like an
company.
ecosystem. It's kind of like Lego. It's all those
Okay.
holes in the aluminum there.
Yep.
they design mostly everything, and so since this was custom made, it didn't mesh well, and we had to purposely try to misalign it to get it to work. And it kind of worked, but it wasn't the best for our design. And so we have this old set, and 1346. Do you want to show them?
Yeah, I can.
They have the new odometry set.
Yeah, so the company that makes these aluminum parts has come out with their own set of wheels. They're on the side here.
Okay.
And it's a full assembly that you buy online, all pre-made, and they go to a computer over here. Ahmed will explain that after. It's more of a software benefit, and it also helps ergonomically. So all these holes inside this bracket, they all mount to the aluminum channels already. So you don't have to create any custom spacings like that piece, which was
Oh.
actually 3D printed. So we had to calculate
Oh,
the
that's really cool.
distances and everything ourselves.
Right.
But these are already handed to us already. So they have tensioning here. Springs are already in. You don't have to put them in yourself. And they plug right into these 2 hubs right here. Which
That's really
connects
cool.
all of the wiring. It's a little messy, but
No, that's very cool.
yes. And this small little block right here, you can barely see it, but right there is the computer where those 2 dead wheels plug into if you want.
Yeah. I'm gonna get all of you though. That is awesome.
We also originally had 3 of these because the x-axis one did not track well enough by itself.
Yeah. With this new one, we only need 2 wheels. That computer helps a lot. He'll explain that more. If you want to actually elaborate on that now, since we finished the build section.
The main benefit of the computer is, one, it simplifies the programming we have to do with these pods. Since these are custom and there's no computer attached to them, these are just pods. They only read a distance off how much they traveled, and you have to do calculations with that to get the position of the bot as they move around while they're in contact with the floor. Usually we'd get a custom library to do it, which simplified it by like making sure we didn't have to actually like know the math inside and out to do the programming. But it was still complicated in that you had to run multiple tests to tune the values just right to get it. With this setup, you only have to put in 2 values in inches, how far it is to the side and how far the other pod is up, and then it's pretty much done. So that's a great benefit of this. Another benefit of this is that pod and computer setup actually tracks more accurately than these because that runs at a higher sort of refresh rate. So like it gets more information quicker and it's able to like do math on that information quicker to get a more accurate result. This is really important for our autonomous because these pods will actually drift over time if you're moving too much in autonomous. So your bot will become more inaccurate over time, which makes it really difficult to get high scoring autonomouses consistent because you have to move around a lot. With that will simplify that greatly. In fact, we already have a set, as you know, for our other theme, and they once they got it working, their autonomous accuracy improved greatly, and they were able to perform much better than they were in autonomous before they had it working.
That's amazing.
So speaking a bit more on our bot, the Team Fortress bot has been built over the past 6 to 7 weeks, and as it's evolved, we obviously noticed the flaws, what we can improve on, and what needs to be added for a more efficient scoring, so we can advance higher and higher in the rankings. Now with the bot itself, both teams need extra parts with more money, with more funding, bevel gears for our chain and sprockets. We need those for how compact we can make our robots, positioning, and how overall efficiency of our robot. Other parts we might need are just spares, motors, various hubs, axles. I think we're both looking into axles we can buy for better length and distancing. And overall, we're also looking into future plans with the funds like camera. There's a way you can see things with a camera and the bot can do things automatically. Like you don't need to do anything. You can program it, and once it sees a certain pattern, it will do it automatically. And you need a certain level of a camera, and the cameras we are currently using are about like 6 to 8 years old, give or take, older than all of us have been in high school at least. So using that this year especially, the game requires photos and patterns that you have to recognize, and with an older and less quality of a camera, it's more difficult to do that. Not making builders' lives harder, but programmers, they have to spend extra dozens to probably 100+ hours of photographing various different steps of programming to make the bot as efficient as possible.
One last thing. The autonomous part of our bot is usually not really programmed until we have a proper functioning bot. So while, this one does work, unless, Nate fixed the motor, it will shoot, but it's obviously not going to be Elias's team's final design. And so they're going to be changing it constantly. And so autonomous and the main programming of the bot is not normally completed in towards roughly a month and a half before we have our first qualifiers. And it gives a big time constraint, especially on last year with how jank these kind of were. Ahmed was probably spending at least 3 hours at home most days, just trying to program the system that he used, Roadrunner, to get these things to work. And given that if anything breaks, we need to make build changes, we need to practice, and coding the Odo, after school is a lot. And last year we spent only 5 hours after school, so like throughout a week. And given, even if it was only the month and a half, that's only 60 hours. To try and do all of that with our entire team is a lot of work. And so given how bad these things are and how amazing those ones are, those would be an amazing benefit on Ahmed's time and allowing us to really have a lot more time for practicing as well, because while Ahmed could code at home to a certain extent, he also needed to use the ODA with the bot. And so we tried having a rule where we would have X amount of time at the start of our after-school meetings to practice as a team for the driver, the coach, and the other driver, and the human player. But sometimes we would run into like the time that Ahmed wanted to code, or we would just scrap it all together and try and make a build change or let Ahmed code, and it wasn't the best schedule. But if Ahmed had not spent a lot of time trying to code these ones at home, we probably never would have had auto working last year. And James, probably, how much time did James spend with the new one?
Winter break was every day 5 hours.
Yeah, but like he had to figure it out for the first time. Now that we have his knowledge, it's going to be pretty easy to.
Yeah, so the ones on the 1346 bot last year was mainly used by a graduate from last year, James Fonseca. He didn't spend nearly as much time as Ahmed did with Roadrunner, but he'd spend a decent amount of time trying to learn it. But now that, one, he helps Ahmed and Nate with the programming of both bots occasionally when he comes, he can help them, you know, if we do get this, then he can help Ahmed learn how to use it, and Nate can also explain to Ahmed like the basics and help him out trying to learn it. And it would save a lot of time management.
That's awesome. That is amazing. That's amazing.
Nice job, guys. I do want to also just quickly say, it's not just these teams that are going to benefit, because they go to the middle school and they go to all the elementary schools, and all the kids, little kids, get to drive the robots, and the medium kids get to drive the robots. And but that's not till after we're done
Sure.
with our competitions.
I did have one question. I noticed that the total project budget was, you know, quite substantial in comparison to what you all had requested. So I didn't know if there would be more benefit, because we like to give more money if we can give more money, and you can have more use for that. So I know that you humbly only asked for $200, but would $500 be more beneficial towards that project goal?
It would be better. Primarily, we could try and do a lot more prototyping than we used to. We're kind of limited with our parts, and there's a lot of things that we could try and test with that money.
So you would find good use for it?
Yes,
sure.
definitely. It would make things
How
a
many
lot
motors
more.
did you break this week? Two. Yeah, this week, 2 motors at $60 each.
Yeah, sometimes
all our
things happen.
All the batteries have been trashed.
Yeah.
Spencer printed out $50 worth of a TPU ramp we're not even going to use.
Yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
going to increase the request of your grant to $500, if that's okay.
Thank you so much.
Great. Well, thank you very much all for being here and for your talent, because I love seeing all the wonderful things that students do here. And thank you, Mrs. Brodsky, for helping them along with that.
Thank you.
Us to our end.
Ms. Fons
Oh.
Callahan is here.
Oh, I'm like, that's right. Silly Matrix are for kids.
Hello.
So Ms. Fons Callahan is here to talk to us about the Dartmouth High School getting organized with freshmen.
Yes, definitely
Yes.
a tough act to follow. So hi, I'm Christiana. I am one of the social workers in the building, and I have teamed with Melissa Fitzgerald, who is a guidance counselor for the freshman class, our school psychologist, Laura Long, and then also we have 2 interns from school counseling and school psychology. So what we did is we've developed an organizational group for freshmen. It's our goal to provide targeted support to this incoming class. Our group is based off an evidence-based program, which is the Homework Organization and Planning Skills System. So what we plan to do is run the program every 6 weeks. It'll be a Tier 1 intervention, meaning it would be a support for any student. So what we're looking to do is use the requested funds to purchase materials such as binders, planners, folders, highlight, you name it. I listed every stationery product that I could think of, to develop an organizational system. One part I didn't say is the students that we are working with have been identified as having a skill deficit by their freshman teachers. We're regularly meeting with the teachers to see what we can do to give tangible skills. So yes, that is what we are looking for. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. I think it's a wonderful thing to be able to, I think, target the students that are coming in that may be having a harder time adjusting and knowing the ways of which students need to behave and be prepared for the high school experience to make it the most successful for them. So I think having a team of people around them to be able to support them as they make that transition is so important. And exactly, and it's something that will transition further in life for them. So thank you. Very much. No. So I just want to now thank everyone for being here because it was such an exciting night for me. I've been doing this for a little bit. And so it's usually quite quiet, and I actually like the crowd. So thank you all for being here. I love hearing all of the wonderful things that everyone's doing in the classroom and outside of the classroom. I love hearing from our students to see all of the wonderful things that they're doing. And I also love having Dr. Saban McGuire here to be able to share with us what the district is doing. And I appreciate your time because I know your time is very busy, and we appreciate you being here as well. And so I appreciate all of the teachers to be here as well to talk about the things that they want to share with our students and to make them and Dartmouth High School to be just the better place that and the best place that it can be. So thank you all. Our next meeting is on November 20th. We always meet on a Thursday. It's always at 6 o'clock. It's always here. And as we do go on through the year, we start to get to more fun places. But if you come, you'll see. So thank you, everyone. And thank you. Have a great night.